What's up, YouTube? It's RJ here with Harbuck Media today to discuss with you how do you get inspired when creating video content. But before we get into the video content for today, if you're not already a subscriber, I would like to encourage you to do so. Be sure to smash that notification bell so that you're notified of all of our upcoming video content. We post a video just like this one every Friday at 12, and then we have YouTube shorts that go out Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. And so you are going to want to know when all that content comes out, and the notification bell is how you do that. If you like the video today, be sure to give us a thumbs up. It just helps the algorithm, helps us get out to other people. And if you have a comment or question about this video or any other video that we have recorded, please drop it down in the comment section. We would love the opportunity to engage with you in that way. We will do our best to answer you in a speedy manner, and if it needs a more thorough response, then we would love the opportunity to turn that into a full-length conversation and a video just like this one. So let's get started.
Oh, fire and water meet, going down deep, sing, oh, bury me, carry me, oh, far beneath, down to the river.
Don't try this at home. And definitely don't drop a matchstick in the candle. All right, so we're going to do this video just a little bit differently. We're going to slow down the energy a little bit. Being that we're talking about inspiration, I just want to kind of take the time to slow down a second. Let's talk about what inspires you. Now, there is an artsy side of inspiration, a kind of a mood, a state of mind that you have to get in. You know, for me, I'm a coffee drinker. Here's my coffee mug right here. I've got me an Americano going in on there. I've got my caramel and my almond milk, my lovely moon pie mug. If you're a coffee drinker or a tea drinker, or maybe just like a Coke and a Snickers bar, whatever it may be, you know, sometimes you just need to get in that headspace and you know, be able to think, and something like that might be able to help you. So for me today, I'm going to be drinking some coffee while we talk, along with coffee and tea and, you know, stuff like that, that you know, kind of gets your creative juices flowing. Let's also talk about your workspace. You know, when it comes to your workspace, I don't want to focus too much on your backdrop, but I'm more so talking about your office space. You know, if you've got a cluttered office space, or you know, there's just stuff all over your desk, if you've got a long list of things that you've got to do, you know, when it comes to trying to be creative, you need to have, you know, a clean slate. You need to not be around clutter. You need to not, you know, have a list of things that you've got to accomplish. You want to kind of clear your schedule so that you can clear your mind. That may mean leaving the office. That may mean going down to the local coffee shop, or going home, or sitting on your back porch, going for a walk, or it could mean sitting in your office. Maybe your office is the cleanest and most organized part of your life. Whatever it is, you know, you really need to get away and take some time to sit down and come up with that inspiration for your next video. And this is just really a good idea in general for life. All right, so now you've got your creative juices flowing. You're in an environment that's conducive for you. You've, you know, maybe set some things off your plate, and you're able to focus. You've freed up that mental real estate. You've got your warm cup of coffee, and you're ready to start thinking. You're ready to start getting creative when it comes to your videos and coming up with that idea for content, coming up with that inspiration. That's great. So now what? Well, when you're first starting off, there's several different types of videos that you can do just to easily come up with, you know, video content. You can answer questions. I mentioned this in a video that we've already done, talking about, you know, answering frequently asked questions, or, you know, trying to interview people, you know, interview customers and get testimonials, doing product reviews, that kind of stuff. We've even talked about taking your old blogs and converting them into scripts. But let's say you're beyond that. You've exhausted all the content that just comes to mind. And I honestly don't even know if that's really possible. You know, if you are a business owner, there's always another question, there's always another problem, there's always another product, there's always another solution. So there really is something that you can always be talking about and moving that business forward. But let's say that it's a slow period. Maybe you're just in this pause and you've got to come up with some inspiration. So what do? Well, not to sound too cliche, but what inspires you? We're talking about coming up with inspiration. Who inspires you? Is it your family? Is it your friends? Is there an important figure in your life that you kind of try to model? That's a really easy way to go and, look at someone else who's doing this and pull some ideas, some inspiration from them. If you're married, maybe you go and you talk to your spouse, what do you think? What do you think about my business? What do you think about my content? And what could I do? What questions could I answer? Personally, I talk to my wife about this stuff fairly regularly. She watches my videos when she can and she gives me feedback. She helped me come up with some ideas and really honestly kind of helped me with the overall idea of this channel, this asking and answering questions. She was a major influence in that. And so I really appreciate her for helping me do that. Your family and your friends, that sphere of influence in your life, that can really, be an inspiration to you on what kind of content to create. If you don't have that kind of a person in your life, then maybe you have a business partner or even just a friend in another business who can speak to this, whether it be a mentor or just a peer. These people can speak into your life, speak into your business, and they can help you come up with some ideas. And it could even be just in regular conversation, and they point out some things that maybe you should do as next steps for your business or problems that you need to solve for yourself. A really good idea is to pull from your personal life and put it in these videos. And I don't necessarily mean, showcasing your personal life, but you are running a business. You have questions, you have problems, you have solutions. And so, bring that to the table, put those in video form, be authentic, be organic, be you. One suggestion I would love to offer is that you don't try to do this 1 week at a time. For me personally, I sat down one day, took a couple of hours and sat down and actually came up with 25 video titles. And then what I do is each week I look at that list of titles and what's speaking to me at that moment. What video do I think I can actually answer today? That allows me to not have to necessarily come up with all of that inspiration in the moment, on the spot. I do get to be inspired by that list. One, I've come up with the list beforehand, so I don't have all this pressure. But then also, I'm looking at the list and I'm going, what speaks to me right now? What am I going through right now? What am I considering for my own business and in my own personal life? What am I looking at? I'm a personal believer in having quiet time, whether that's early in the morning when you're drinking your coffee and you're reading a book, or, if it's while you're driving, or even if it's a day, spending time with family, unplugging from your phone, from all your devices, unplugging from your business, things like that. And I find that these times where you are alone with your thoughts, this is when inspiration hits me the most. When I'm out in nature, when I'm away from the hustle and bustle, when I am alone or even with my family, but just off, away from everything else. That is when inspiration hits me the hardest. And it's very difficult, I'll admit, to not want to jump right back into work. I want to take that time to unplug and invest in my family and invest in myself. So you don't want to take that inspiration and jump. And so what I have a notes folder on my phone. And if I have a thought come to me, then I put it in that notes folder. And that's, I get it off my mind and now I can look at it later. And then I can get right back to being inspired and being in the moment with my family. But if you're a person who just does not have time, then I think that might be something that you need to look at. You need to rectify. You need to set things aside. I cannot imagine that if every moment of your life is consumed with your business, how you're supposed to grow a business. I would think that if that's the case, you can only go one direction and it's down. So if you find that you're in that position, then you might need to, look to offload some of that work so that you can have some time to yourself, to your thoughts. And I think that's just great for mental and spiritual health, so that you are able to grow your business and to, be successful as a person, to thrive, to be healthy. And again, personally, that's where my inspiration is born out of. It's when I'm able to have that time alone to think. I don't want to drag this out for too long. I've said enough already. When it comes to inspiration, you have to be in the right mental state, and there are things that can help you do that. Like I said, clearing your schedule, being in a clean space, enjoying your fresh cup of coffee, having some time alone, maybe getting out in nature. Those are things that you can, help put your mind at ease so that you can focus on these things, and they can inspire you in that way. And then also surrounding yourself with inspirational people, whether that's, another channel on YouTube or some sort of, Instagram influencer. It could be your family and friends or your business peers, whatever it may be. Surround yourself with those people who inspire you and put yourselves in moments where you have the mental capacity to be inspired. Well, that's it, YouTube. I hope that you were inspired by this video. If you did, if you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber already, please become a subscriber. And if you have any comments about this video or any of our others, please be sure to drop them down in the comment section so that we can engage with you in that way. We'll catch you next week.
Oh, fire and water meet, going down deep, sing, oh, bury me, carry me, oh, far beneath, down to the river.